Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed live, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says interest rates remain unchanged. But why is this 2% inflation target not going to hit until 2026? The Federal Reserve has decided to leave the interest rates unchanged for a fifth consecutive meeting, right? For investors in commercial real estate, determining the cost of borrowing hinges on a different benchmark. Let's talk about it today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before we go on, it's important that you know who this show is for. Why? If you don't fit the target audience, you're not allowed to leave a comment. At least you're not allowed to be mean. I don't care if you make fun of me, though, as long as it's funny and you retweet this and share this with somebody. Self-actualizers are characterized by efficient perceptions of reality. I'm telling you this for a reason. Listen, the ability to judge situations correctly and honestly, alerted by the superficial and dishonest. You strive for self fulfillment and possess unique characteristics that enable you to perceive reality accurately and engage in meaningful pursuits outside of yourself. The reason I tell you that is this show is for self-actualizers, agents of progress, making the most of your life. This micro podcast live stream, the only one of its kind right now, with this particular perspective on this subject, going live on X, therefore the most popular live stream podcast with this particular perspective going live right now on X. It's hands down the most popular podcast that's on right now, hosted by moi. It's not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Now, today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, it's not smart if I don't warn you that this episode will be slightly more sophisticated in quotes, than usual. So if that scares you, you're allowed to find another podcast you can relate to. Today's episode is about interest rates, but also about two other factors that commercial real estate investors may find helpful. For starters, the Federal Reserve decides to leave interest rates unchanged again. As of today's Federal Reserve meeting, as I record this, it's March 20th, 2024. We will look back at this and laugh at me. So, as of today, the Federal Reserve has decided to leave the interest rates unchanged. The key interest rate remains at a range of 5.25% to 5.5%, which is the same level maintained for a fifth consecutive meeting. It's like Groundhog Day, but with Jerome Powell instead of a groundhog. Sure, we have people who think they are Nostradamus predicting when the Fed will cut rates, but nobody really knows anything for certain. And these inflation concerns are ridiculous. Despite recent inflation upticks, officials are maintaining their projection of 3 rate cuts in 2024. The Fed has one job: ride the US economy like a rodeo horse. And why does the Federal Reserve target a 2% inflation rate anyway? Is it like a game where they're trying to hit a bullseye on an economic dartboard? All right, team, let's aim for 2%. Anything higher, and we might overheat the economy. Anything lower, and we're in deflation town. Have you ever wondered why the Federal Reserve targets the inflation rate at 2%? This target was officially adopted not at the founding of the Federal Reserve in 1913, not when the US dollar depegged from gold in 1971. No, this was decided in January 2012. Pretty recent considering. Okay, this was under the leadership of then Chair Ben Bernanke. Guess what? It's totally arbitrary, friends. Origins of this arbitrary number trace back to New Zealand in the late 1980s. Regardless, this 2% target inflation is unlikely to be reached until 2026. For investors in commercial real estate, determining the cost of borrowing hinges on a different benchmark. The SOFR, that stands for Secured Overnight Financing Rate, is a key interest rate that impacts investing in commercial real estate. It serves as a benchmark rate calculated based on interbank lending transactions, right? The SOFR, along with the other interest rates like treasury rates, influences the overall financing costs for commercial real estate projects. So changes in the SOFR can directly affect mortgage rates and financing terms for real estate transactions, impacting the attractiveness of investments in the commercial property sector. Additionally, correct me if I'm wrong, fluctuations in interest rates, including those tied to the SOFR, can influence property values and investment decisions in commercial real estate markets. Therefore, understanding and monitoring the SOFR is essential for investors looking to assess financing conditions and make informed decisions regarding commercial real estate investments. To be clear, the SOFR is not synonymous with interest rates in reference to the Federal Reserve lowering or raising them to manipulate inflation. The SOFR is a benchmark interest rate based on transactions in the Treasury repurchase market used for dollar denominated derivatives and loans. That means when the Federal Reserve lowers or raises interest rates, it does so through the federal funds rate, which influences short term interest rates, consumer loans, credit cards, and monetary conditions. Now, the Federal Reserve adjusts interest rates to manage inflation, economic growth, and financial conditions rather than manipulating inflation directly through the SOFR. So, what is the correlation? The SOFR and 10-year treasury bonds are interconnected in the financial landscape. The SOFR serves as a benchmark interest rate for dollar denominated derivatives and loans calculated based on transactions in the treasury repurchase market. On the other hand, 10-year treasury bonds represent U.S. government debt securities with a maturity of 10 years, influencing various financial markets and serving as a reference point for interest rates. Okay. The correlation between the SOFR, that's SOFR, and 10-year treasury bonds lies in their impact on broader interest rate movements. So overall, while the SOFR is more focused on short-term borrowing costs, 10-year treasury bonds play a significant role in shaping long-term interest rate trends. Understanding this relationship between these two benchmarks is pretty crucial for investors and financial institutions to navigate interest rates fluctuations effectively. That's that's for you, to argue with if you found anything that I got wrong, tell me. So, but I have this question though. I'm wondering, I'm just curious. You ever notice how the 10-year bond yield and the SOFR are like those annoying twins you can't tell apart. They're always hanging out together, causing mischief in the financial world. It's like they have their own secret language, speaking in numbers instead of words. And just when you think you figured them out, they switch places on you, leaving you scratching your head like, wait, which one of you is the real interest rate influencer? They're like that odd couple you never thought would work, but somehow do. It's like watching a rom-com starring financial instruments. She's a short-term benchmark rate. He's a long-term government bond. Together, they're shaping interest rate trends and stealing hearts on Wall Street. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Visit my X profile to learn more. Listen, it's not necessary to follow me, but I do follow others who are adding value. They are smarter than me. They are funnier than me. And there's a lot of people who are smarter and funnier than me. But it's your choice. Do what you want. Team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, the workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. So I invite you to go to the official page of this show, safenewmedia.com/HSRL. Self-actualizers can join our community. You can apply if that applies to you. You can apply at safenewmedia.com/XOXO. Get into the inner circle via guild.xyz. I know some people don't like Telegram, but I do. So you can access that through guild.xyz. It's really easy. It's not actually token gated. But there's a little process. So you can get there through guild.xyz/inner circle. Now, all that out of the way. Thank you for watching today's show. I do this every week. It's for fun. Okay. Are you an accredited investor? I'm asking you this because this is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decisions. My lawyers have forced me to say that disclaimer because my team and I are looking for brokers and other investors to partner with to buy our first apartment building. I know. How dare you? You're saying, how dare you buy apartment buildings? It's crazy. I know. But we're doing it. We're now accepting accredited and non-accredited investors to subscribe to our wait list. This is not an offer for anything at this time. Okay. So you know, but you can go to inveresta.com if you are an accredited or non-accredited investor and you want to buy real estate, big multifamily properties. Multifamily investors, brokers, and other motivated sellers, you can hit me up at our X profile at Inveresta, or just go to inveresta.com and subscribe there, and then we'll talk. All right. Now, lastly, before I let you go, I have a newsletter, Methods of Prosperity, aka the Billionaire Letters. This is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues, and it's possible to learn from history. I'm working with this hypothesis that we can pay attention to what has proven to be effective in the mindset of billionaires and other people who have accumulated wealth throughout history, paying attention to what works, what doesn't work, avoid costly mistakes that we don't have to make for ourselves. We're going to make mistakes, but we don't have to make all the mistakes. Okay. So right now we're talking about Zuckerberg currently. And then next week we're going to talk about. I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise. All right, I gotta go. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour, broadcasting on X. Oh, my light just went out. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. My lights are going out now. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified, global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. I do invite you to belong higher, join our community. You can get into it by going to, there's a little questionnaire at safenewmedia.com/XOXO. That's it. I got to go. I appreciate you guys watching. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.